welcome back to the channel. So I thought I'd film part 3 of this colour along today. I don't know if it'll be the final part or if we might need a part 4, but we'll see how far we get. So it is in Karolina Kubikowska's Rising, and it was this one. So we've completely finished the peacock. That's the peacock, and we're going to go straight in on the hair in this video. So I'm going to bring you down, and I thought we would go for the sandstone colours on the hair, but I'm firstly going to base it with, I've picked out this wheat colour, wheat, and I'm going to go over the whole of the hair with this colour. So you will hear children in the background as well. You'll hear them on every video I do until September now, because September is when they go back to school after the summer. We've still got rain today. It is horrific. You just can't go out anywhere. They can't even go in the garden because it's just chucking it down. The garden's like a mud pit. But we are going out tomorrow. We're going to, there's an event in our local community, and it's a free event for the children. So you can go, there's going to be llamas there. You can go and pet the llamas. There's going to be different arts and crafts. Different fun things to do, so we're going to take them there for an hour or two. We'll see how long they last before they have a breakdown. But hopefully we won't get spat at by a llama. I'll not get too close, that's for sure. So yeah, that's the plan for tomorrow. So we've still not got much plan. I just need the weather to pick up. It's just done nothing but rain. It doesn't feel like the summer holidays, it feels more like autumn coming into winter. It really does. It's terrible. I think this is the first summer holidays that the kids have finished school, and it's just been non-stop rain for the whole first week so far. It's not a vibe. It's not a vibe, guys. So that's just getting rid of all the white space, because we like to get rid of the white space. So next up, I have got these two colours that I'm going to do the hair. So sandstone and, where is it, Persian orange. This is the colours we're going to pop into the hair. So I'm thinking of starting with the darkest colour first. So I'm thinking of going in with the Persian orange. And, oh, we've got a bit of a thing there, what do you call it? Bit of a pencil that's broke off. I couldn't get my words out then. Yeah, I'll go in the darker areas with this one, so... yeah, I sharpened that way too much. It's like constantly breaking off now. So I'm just gonna pick out some of the darker areas with this. You don't have to be too fussy about, you know, putting in all those hair strokes with hair like this, because it is very, you know, it's quite heavily grayscaled. You can just sort of get the colour down on there, not worry too much about the texture of the hair strokes. Or I don't anyway, not with hair like this. I do with some pages, like the Mariella Budek pages, I'll always try and get the perfect hair strokes in, but then other pages, like this, that's heavily grayscaled, or you know the Jasmine Beckett Griffith pages, I don't do hair strokes, well I don't tend to do hair strokes on those girls' hairs, on those illustrations, because yeah, I just don't. You colour differently depending on the illustration, don't you? Or is that just me? Do you find that? Anybody else find that? So I'm just mapping out where I want the darks and where I want the lights. So coming out from behind the ear, we're going to have that bit dark there. But I thought this would be a nice complementary colour. It's going to stand out, but also still be in keeping with the colours that I've used on the page. It's quite a nice colour for her, I think, as well. Hopefully with her only having a small face, we can get her face and skin done in this video as well, but I'll not pressure myself. If it don't get done, it don't get done. But I only have an hour to film, otherwise it doesn't export anything and doesn't upload to YouTube for me, so we'll see what we can get done in the hour. If I have to tweak anything else in another video, then that's just what we have to do. Sure you'll not complain. So let's pop a bit of colour up here, right in the roots. Let's get there. Hopefully my kids won't start fighting soon as well. It's getting to that time of day where they start getting really boisterous and start fighting with each other, which, you know, all these people that say, oh, they're close in age, they'll get along, they'll be best friends. They won't. It's all lies. It's all lies. All they do is fight 24/7, and I'm like, oh guys, just give it a rest. Give it a rest. People keep telling me I'll miss that noise when they're older, but we'll see. I'll have to let you know about that one. Probably will. Probably will. These people who say these things are older and wiser, aren't they? They've already experienced it, so I'll take the word for it. So I'm just going to resharpen a little tiny bit, just because I do want it to have quite a sharp edge, and I'm going to move the book slightly so we can get down here. So I finished a page in Mouse Guard last night as well. Quite enjoyed doing it. I always use the Derwent Inktense in that book, and then pencil shading over the top, and it always works out really nice. I think I've coloured 7 pages in that book so far. I keep saying it's one I'd like to complete because it's a, you know, it's obviously it's an out of print book now. It would be one I'd like to complete, but some of the pages in it I'm not fond of. And I keep thinking, oh, I'd love to finish it, but there's about handful of pages where I think I really would not like to colour that. Yeah, but I might push myself, I might challenge myself. I do want to finish the Fragile World still, though. I've been saying that for about 2 years. When did that book come out? Fragile World by Kirby Rosan's. I've done a lot in it, but there's just so many pages in it, so many. I think I'll have to pick, I don't know if I'll get a page done this month from it, but I'm definitely going to pick another page to colour in August from Fragile World. So I might do it as colour along, I might not. It just depends on what I've got on with the kids, because obviously, oh, it's just all hands on here at the minute, and we have got some trips planned. We've got a few trips planned where the daddy's off. So obviously I'm not going to get my colouring books out when the dad's off work. We're gonna make the most of having him off and the help and go on lots of trips. Hopefully the weather will pick up, because if it doesn't, I'll cry, because they really wanted to go to the beach and have a beach day, but it's not looking doable at the moment. So we'll have to do the cinema instead, I think. We're doing the aquarium because that's all indoors mainly. There's an outdoor bit where you can go, there's like an outdoor play area thing, but the majority of it is indoors. So we can do that. If we go to the cinema, I'll see if there's any good films on, but they'll not watch the Barbie. They'll not watch the Barbie movie, they're a bit too young for that. Because my youngest he's a boy, and I said to him, no, do you want to come and watch Barbie? He was like, nope. My youngest little boy is 5, so he didn't want to watch it. My little girl who's 7, she did seem interested, but I don't think she'd sit and watch that movie. I'm not sure what it's like as well. People are saying that it's more catered to older children. Is it a 12? Is it a 12A or something like that? So yeah, we might give that one a miss and just see if there's any animations coming out, because they like fast-paced sort of funny animation films. My kid, they loved Mario movie. It was a hit. It was a hit in our house. They loved it, and they keep watching it over and over and over. And that Peaches song, oh my gosh, that Peaches song, it's like addictive, isn't it, that song? But Jack Black's just hilarious anyway, and I've always found him hilarious. I might even pop a little bit of turquoise into this hair in random places. So we'll just get this bottom bit done with the dark bit. Let's get quite a good covering down there. And end in there where it's a bit dark. See how it's the same colour as, oh, I'm off screen. See how it's the same colour as this here. So it's sort of merging in. Right, so I'm going to switch to the sandstone now. And we're going to get some sandstone in. So get your sandstone colour. And we're going to go where we've just been, but pull it out even further. I'm going to leave a little bit of white space here and there because I am going to put a bit of teal throughout to her, I think. Just because, why not? She's a peacock lady. Gonna pull this sandstone throughout this little piece of her here. Not forgetting this one. So I think I'm going to use the turquoise as a highlight colour. Now you might find that a bit strange, but I am going to pop it in all the areas where I've left for a highlight, and it'll just be like a really nice pop of colour. I think the more you colour, the longer you've been colouring for, the more confident you are experimenting with things. It's like I'm going to pop the teal in now. It might look horrendous when it's done, but it's just having the confidence to just give it a go, and if it doesn't turn out, just say, oh well, I just don't like it, but it's, you know, nothing to worry about. Don't panic. Right, I've done all that side and left out what I want to be turquoise. Now we'll move over to this side and just get these little hair strokes in. If my bigger hand ends up in the way, I apologise. Don't want too much of the turquoise around the face area, really. Let's move you up. Keep going off screen, don't I? And you can see how quick and rough I've sort of done that hair. And you don't always have to be so precise and everything take forever. So I'm going to go in with the turquoise now. We're going to get these nice pops of green. So all the little areas of white you can see that we've left out, only teeny tiny bits really. And we're going to go in, I'm going to go in a bit cautiously to start with. I'm just going to pop a bit of the colour. Oh, snap your pencil, Kirsty. And we'll see how it's doing. Oh, I think this is gonna look lovely. Pop it into that little highlighted bit. Blow away that. If you find after you've put the turquoise down you've still got some white space, you can either go back in with the sandstone or go back in with the very first colour we put down. I think I'll go over with the sandstone, maybe even a bit of the Persian orange again, just to get some other dark lines back through. Oh, my kids are coming up. stars. If you hear banging, they like to slam doors. Just putting it out there, disclaimer, they like to slam doors. And they like to go na 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 boo boo, na 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 to each other and wind each other up. So if you hear na 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 boo boo, you know what that is. I like this little pop of colour. I'm glad I've done this. I hope you like it. She's now officially a peacock lady. And just wait till I get those peacock eyes in as well. Do that peacock coloured eyeshadow. Because we'll be doing that next, won't we? Let's pop some here in this big gap where we've got going on. That's my son. Oh, I got the teachers a little leaving gift because I always get them a little bit of something, especially for my daughter's teacher, because she's my daughter has a one-to-one in school for extra help, so I always get her a little gift and something. But my son's reception teacher, she just there's an app what the school use where you can message the teachers on the app and see how, you know, if you've got any queries or questions, you can send them through. And my son's teacher just sent me a message on there thanking me for the gift, and she just put, you he makes us laugh. What did she put? He does make us laugh. You have got a lovely little boy. And I just thought, oh, how cute's that? He is lovely. It's a little terror mind when he wants to be, but aren't they all? Aren't they all kids? But yeah, I thought that was super sweet. I'm trying to work out what outfit she's got on as well here. I think she's got like a little, it's a top, I think that's a shoulder, isn't it? That's the neck at the top. I think I might do it the really deep blue, her clothes. And that's a hair done. I really like that. Now you could always add in some white gel pen detail in at the end on the hair if you want to pop some little highlights in, but I really like that. I'm going to move on to the skin now, so I'm going to move these pencils away. I'm going to get colours I've picked out for the skin. Now look at this selection of colours. Now you might think, oh look at that skin colour, bright green, but I'm thinking about doing a bright green blush on this lady. You've got to remember I'm going to try and make a peacock like, so I've picked out some purples, some greens, and we'll just see. I'm just winging it, that's what I do. I just try out new things and we'll just see how it goes. So first we're going to base the skin with pale peach all over, even over the eyes. Now I have noticed with this book a little bit that the ink does seem to smudge a little. Don't know if it's just me, but going over the eyebrows there I can see it almost smudging out a little bit, so just be wary. Don't know if your copies will be the same if you're following along, but just be aware, just be a little bit more, a little less heavy-handed. Although once we've got all those colours in, it might be alright. Oh, I've just gone over that. You can erase it. Just put a little white coating over your black. That's all. And now a hand that I'm going to do here. She's got a little ring on her finger there. I'm going to put her some nail varnish on as well at some point. But this is a really light covering of this, so you're not going to really see anything here. Now we're going to go in with a slightly darker colour, so cinnamon. So now with this cinnamon I'm going to go, we'll bring you in. With the cinnamon I'm going to go dark over all the grayscaled areas. Snapping the pencil as we go, because I always sharpen it too much. I'm going to go into the corners of her head, her along the hairline. What are you trying to say, Kirsty? No idea. No idea. Let's get that carried through. Right, so we're not going for a regular skin tone here. We're going for a whimsical, fantasy sort of skin. So yeah, don't think, oh my gosh, what's she doing? That looks pink or green or blue. It's supposed to be. We're not going for usual skin colour here. I'm going to deepen up there. Deepen up just around the eye, but I'm not going to bring it onto the eye because we're going to do the peacock colours there. So just at the edges. Top of the nose there, I'll put a bit more there. Keep it a bit lighter around the centre of the forehead somewhere. Dark here again. A little bit of darkness on the nose. Underneath the nose. So anywhere where you can see sort of shading what Karolina Kubikowska's put in. Pop a bit of this colour in all along there as well. A little bit here, but we want to leave some space to get that pop of green. I'm going to put that pop of green on her cheek. She's going to have a very bright, fantasy sort of looking green cheek. It's going to be brilliant. You're going to be thinking, what is she doing? Under the little lip there, we can go a bit darker. Around the chin. Now onto the neck. We can afford to be really dark under there. It's a really big shadow. The neck is shadowing it all. I'm going to accentuate this line here where you would sort of have the crease of the eye a little bit. Now we're going to move on to the arm. So let me bring you in a bit because it's not got it on completely. So again, where the darkest grayscale is, we're going to go in with a harder pressure here. And just blend it into the centre a little bit. Again, we're not making this too realistic, so don't worry about being a bit rougher with your lines. A bit more rough and ready. My desk is making some funny noises again. It's on the move. Underneath the finger there, just a bit of a shadow. Moving on to the wrist. There we go, that'll do for that colour. So next up, I'm going to bring a bit of heather in. So where we've just been with that cinnamon, I'm going to go in and bring, in certain areas, I think around the eye, I think up here a little bit, we'll bring a bit of heather. So we're bringing in a bit of purpley tones now, which is going to look all very whimsical. A bit of purpley tones around the eye, I think that's really nice actually, just to pop some there. And a bit moving up to the forehead over here. A little bit. A bit up there. Yeah, pull it up there a little bit. Then I think a bit of this on the end of the nose as well. It's nice to have like either a pink or a purpley bit on the nose sometimes. Makes it look a bit cute. But I'm going to leave that little white highlight in the centre. So I'll just pop that around there and around there. And I'm going to have a little bit right on the bottom of the jaw. So this purple is going to be joining onto that very bright green. So if we just pop it and underneath the neck, oh, I keep snapping my pencils. Underneath the neck we'll add some of that. Into there. So that's going to join onto the green. Pop it around the chin area. A little bit here that's going to join onto the green up there. Right, and I'm going to pop a little bit on the arms as well. So where we've just been with the cinnamon, the darkest areas, so right down here, I'm going to have some of this colour going on. A little bit here. There we go. So now we're going to bring in that pop of green on the cheeks. Are you ready for this? This is a luminance pencil because I couldn't find this shade of green in the light fast. They don't really have this type of green in the light fast range, so I did have to get a luminance. If you've not got the luminance, find this sort of green, this bright lime green shade. You can find it in any pencil set, well, apart from the light fast obviously. But we're going to go in on the cheeks. We're going to merge it into that purple there. We're going to do a medium pressure here, medium to head pressure, and then as we get to the more central to the face, we're going to ease off the pressure because we don't want bright green right in the middle of the face. It's just like a it's like a green blush, and we're going to bring it here as well and just fade it off, gradually fade it off. Maybe pop a bit up onto the nose, but very lightly there, and around the eye very lightly. Oh, look at that, magical. And again, we're going to do the same on this side. So this green is only going to be on the cheeks. We're not going to put this colour anywhere else, apart from maybe, no, not on the eyes. We'll use turquoise on the eyes. So this is just like the blush, the nice pop of blush. Would anyone in real life, or does anyone do makeup in real life and experiment with all these wild out there makeup looks? Would you put bright green on your own cheeks, like just playing around? I'm always curious. Right, I think now I'm going to pop in a little bit of white to preserve my highlights, where I want the highlights to remain before we start burnishing and things. But I'm just going to pop a bit of heather first, because I've just realised I'm going to pop a bit of heather around the ear where I've missed the ear. Right, now with the white, we're going to preserve our highlights. So I want to go in here on the neck. We can still work around it, bring more colours around, but it's just making sure that we don't go too much into the highlight. It'll preserve it for you. I'm going to go around the chin there. I'm going to go a little bit from the side of the face under the eye, because we want that to stay quite poppy and bright. And we can sort of merge it in. Be quite nice. The white on the tip of the nose. And of course, let me check this clean. We want that little highlight being left on the forehead. And then I'll move on to the top of the ear. So we want to leave a little highlight there. And the arm, I'm going to put some of this down the centre of the fingers, or where I've left the white space on the fingers. A little bit of a shine there going down. Bit of a shine on the edge. Now I'm going to do the eyes. So we're going to get those peacock eyes in. So I'm going to get my colours that I used they need sharpening, these actually. So I'm getting the turquoise and I'm sharpening the peridot blue. I'm also going to get the, where is it, dark indigo, mid blue. Let's find these colours. Where's the dark indigo gone? Do you know when you have all your pencils set out on your desk and then they just disappear? They just literally, there it is. So that, and we do need a bit of the sandstone. So I'm going to work dark to light. So I'm going to go for dark indigo right on the outsides of the eye, I think. Or should we do central? Should we do the darkest central lighter on the edges? I don't know what to do. Yeah, go for darkest central. Oh, let's just wing this. So I'm going to start off with this sort of shape, because I'm going to emulate the peacock shape. So we want to go for that sort of shape in the centre. Then to make things easier to blend, blow the dust away, you can sort of use small circular motions to blur the edges out so that they're easier to blend into the next shade. So the next colour we're going to use is a turquoise and a mid blue. So I'm going to go in with the turquoise first, just so we can get a base of it down around this colour. Get the nerves on me now going, what are you doing, Kirsty? Why are you doing peacock eyes? What are you doing? Right, going in with mid blue now. So around the outsides of this. And then I'm going to go back in with turquoise just to accentuate the very edge that we've left. Turquoise there. And that bit at the bottom. I'm going to go back in with the dark indigo just to get that sort of a little line around the edge. Oh, don't snap your pencils at me, guys. Don't snap them. It almost looks like I've given her some eyes, doesn't it? Hopefully it'll get better. If it looks like she's got eyes, it's just going to look really freaky. Really freaky. So I'm going to blur out that edge again, just using small circular motions to blur out the edge. Then we're going to go in with the sandstone and the peridot, is it peridot orange? Persian orange. Persian orange. Has it rolled off the desk? Where's the Persian orange gone? I've got the sandstone. Oh, it's here. It's hiding in the corner. So I'm going to give the Persian, I keep saying Persian orange. Yeah, it is Persian orange. I'm going to give it a sharpen. I'm going to go in with the sandstone first. So the sandstone is going to come out all across the edge, light layer. So wherever you've got left now, and you can pull it up to the eyebrows as well. Pull the colour up to the eyebrows. If you want to leave a little white highlight there, you can. But pull the colour up to the eyebrows and in the corners here. Same on the other eye. And then going in with the Persian orange, I'm going to deepen up now the corners. So this edge here, I'm going to deepen this up. I'm going to go in with some more of the dark indigo, and I'm going to pull out the blue shade. So I'm going to pull it out further on this side. So the outside of the eye, I'm going to pull it out into that sort of shape. And then we're going to do some white gel pen detailing in on that. It does, it looks like I've given her open eyes, doesn't it? It looks like I've given her eyes. She's no longer got her eyes shut, guys. She's she's wide open. This is hilarious. This is what I mean though, if you don't try something, you don't know. You don't know how it's gonna turn out. You may as well try. I've just ripped the paper a little bit there as well, being a bit too heavy-handed. So I'm gonna go in with the mid blue now. Mid blue, I'm just gonna blend this edge a little bit. Gosh, what are you doing, Kirsty? And there we go. I think I need something on her eyebrows as well. I think I'm gonna go in with a bit of that Persian orange. I'm gonna really sharpen my pencil. And then we can get some white gel pen detailing in and finish burnishing her face, because we've not burnished with the lightest colour. So Persian orange, I'm just going to pop a few little lines in to the eyebrows, just to make them the same sort of vibe as her hair. And then we'll burnish that skin. So the first colour we put down on the skin was the pale peach. Was it? Where's the pale peach gone? Pale peach. She looks freaky now. She looks highly freaky. Oh, there's something dragging. What's that colour? What's been dragged across? Blue. Where's my eraser? Quick. Quick. Oh my gosh. Get the pen out. I'm trying to pull that up. There we go. Let's hopefully come off. I don't know what it is, but it's sort of stuck. Wait. I'm going to clean this off, because if it's something on this, it's going to go straight back on again when I put this colour down. I don't think it's anything on there. There we go. Go around the white highlight on the neck as well. And burnish anything on the hands that's left, any white space that's left on the hands. There we go. Lips. I'm thinking I want to do an aqua lip. I think that would look really nice. So with your aqua, not aqua, turquoise. Turquoise. Don't tap me on. Oh no, don't do that. I'm just going to go in with a block colour on that one. I feel like I want a block colour. Then we're going to put the white highlight in over the top. Maybe add a little tiny bit of the mid blue to the darkest bits. Not much, just a little bit there. The shadows. And blend it with the turquoise. My kids are laughing hilariously. Right, I'm gonna get my gel pen now and get some detailing in on the eyes. Let's I think I'm gonna do a line. See how we've got this line that went through the peacock's eye and then some dotting detailing? I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna just pop this line going to the tip of the edge. My kids are being hilarious. And then some dotting detailing in, so I'll just put a little, quite a big dot there, and then make your dots that come after smaller. And I think I'll do the same on this one. That looks it's looking a bit more whimsical and magical. Let me get the angle on this right. Let's have that going up there. There we go. Then where would the dotting detailing be here? We'll start it here. And then it can go off into the distance there. Make that a bit whiter. And then I'll put a couple of dots up there. So there we go. Bit of a highlight on the lip. Bit of something on the nose, I think. Why not make it a bit brighter on the nose? Don't want any other detailing in anywhere. Don't think I do. I think that's all right for now. That'll do for now. So now I'm going to move on to the dress, and then we can do the beads. I'm not overall happy with those eyes. It does look a lot better now that white gel pen detailing is on top, but I'm not overall happy with that. But you know, we live and learn. We live and learn. So we'll just get onto the top. I'm going to use aqua first as a base. I keep saying aqua. Why do I keep calling this aqua? It's turquoise green. Do ignore me. But I'm going to use this as a base first. No, I think that's the background, isn't it? That's not part of the top. I don't know what my son's shouting at. He's talking to his sisters, not me. So that's fine. Yeah, I think that's part of the background over there. I'm guessing this bit's just a top. What's here? So we'll put the turquoise green colour down first, and then we'll build up on the colour. So very rough layer. I don't need that to be neat. Doesn't need to be neat. And we're going to gradually build up the darkness on here. So using mid blue first, I'm going to go into some of the darker areas. I'm really rough and ready again. I'm not being very careful with this because it's just going to be like 3 blues blended together, leaving a bit of a highlight on the shoulder. So I'm going to bring this up to about here and then stop. This will all be blended nicely, and then don't worry guys, it's just we're putting our layers down, we're mapping out where we want everything. I'm going to pop it a bit more into that shadowed area there and pull it out. So you can see where I've kept the turquoise there. That's where we're going to have a bit of a highlight going on. We'll just pop the blue at the top there. But we are going to go back in with a hard pressure of the turquoise on the top of the shoulder. So we've got that pop of colour there. My kids are very giggly today. I don't know what they've been eating. What have I fed them? I'll try and think what I've fed them. Too many sweets. Or chocolate. Not sweets, chocolate. So bringing that colour up again, leaving it a bit lighter up here. We've not got the perfect blend on this yet. We're just working it up. I'm going to get the dark indigo right at the bottom where the very dark bits are. Pop a bit of that in there because there'd be a bit of a shadow under there, wouldn't there? Where the hair is. I will have to get filming my finished pages for the month soon as well. We're ending the end of the month, aren't we? Nearing the end of the month. What are we? The 27th today. So we've got, it's the 31 days in this month. 31 days in this month. because I always get my finished pages video up a couple of days early for the Ruby memberships. So if you're a channel member and you're a Ruby member, you get to see my finished pages video 2 days earlier than what I post it to the general. Emergency vehicle, first one today. Dark indigo. This is going right into the corners. Right into the corners, this one. And blending up a little bit more up there, making it go into that mid blue. Right at the bottom here would be this dark indigo as well, making that really dark into the corners there. And they put music on in the bedroom now and they're dancing away, and we've got a dodgy floorboard. You know, one of them floorboards what's popped up and every time they stand on it, it goes bang, bang, bang. Got a dodgy floorboard. But we need to decorate their room anyway. We still need to decorate it. And the carpet needs completely lifted. They need a new carpet, so it needs lifting up. Need to fix the floorboard and then before putting down a new carpet. There we go. Let's bring this darkness over onto this side a little bit. I am quite happy with how this has turned out. I'm not 100% on the eyes, but everything else I love. I love the colours I've used everywhere else. But although I don't love the eyes, I think it's very in keeping with the style of Karolina Kubikowska. Don't you think? It's like very much in her style. They're sort of a bit creepy vibes. Pop a bit of this colour there. Bit up there. Right, I'm gonna go in with that turquoise first. So the highlight I want on the shoulder, I'm going to go in with a full pressure of this turquoise. So don't worry about them stars, we can deal with them later. Whatever we're doing with them stars, we can go over the top. If it's gel pen, if it's Posca pen, it will all go over the top of light coloured pencils, that's fine. So that's where I want our little highlight. I think I'll continue a bit of the highlight under here as well. But then we'll merge it into the mid blue that I'll bring out in a second. So that's where I want to be with the turquoise. Then going back in with your mid blue, this is going to burnish everything here and make it really dark now. So we've got all our highlighted bits in where we wanted them. And this mid blue is going to make everything really deep and dark. And then of course, if you want any highlights in, you can put highlights in, you can put dotting detail in. We can go back over those stars with a white Posca pen. Just bring this mid blue up here a little bit as well and just merge it into the turquoise that we've got going on there. There we go, move on to this bit. Now there's no turquoise on this bit is going to be the really deep dark blue. We're going in with a hard pressure. With going in with hard pressure and burnishing, if you feel like you're not getting rid of all the white space by going one way, so I'm colouring up and down like this. If you feel like it's not getting rid of all the white space, then go the opposite direction as well, go this way. There we go, and then we can deepen up this bit. My belly's rumbling. And there we go, and that's where I want to be with that. We've got our little highlight going on there. In fact, I might get rid of this. Yeah, I might get rid of that little bit there and just make it a bit darker. Something wasn't sitting well with me. With it like that. Yeah, make that bit darker, that's better. So I'm going to go in now with these beads. So I'll put the white gel pen detailing in after I've done the beads, otherwise I'll end up sticking my hand in it and all sorts. But we do need to do this little gem here. So I'm going to use the turquoise green. And then round the outside we're going to go right in with the dark indigo. So right round the outside of the gem. Be careful around the outside because obviously we're on the skin here. You don't want to slip up and have it going over there. Now we're going to soften the edges. Soften those edges. Go back in with the turquoise. That will merge it in really nicely. And then we'll do white gel pen detailing on that again, but not just yet. Now the beads, sometimes I've done them with coloured pencil and then gone round each individual bead with a white gel pen. Should we do that? Should we do that? Yeah, why not? Because it does look good in the end with all the white gel pen detailing, but it's just time consuming. It is a bit time consuming. So what we're going to do the same as what we've just done with this bead. So we're going to use the turquoise and the dark indigo. Now these are really tiny. Firstly, just base them all in the turquoise. Really light layer of the turquoise green. They are teeny tiny, so don't worry about getting this perfect. Just, you know, you can be rough and ready with it. I would say something so teeny tiny, you're not going to see the detail in it. So when you hold your page, colouring page far away from you, it's just gonna look, it's gonna look nice. You're not gonna see any imperfections, basically. Especially when we've got the white gel pen detailing around as well at the end. So pop in a bit of this dark indigo around each little gem. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's really tiny, so it's hard to do anything with perfection here. So you're hardly going to see any of that turquoise colour that we've put down, but it does get rid of the white space, so that's a bonus. So we're like going around the outsides almost. If you wasn't into this, you could just use a nice metallic Posca pen or gel pen to just fill in all the little gems. I nearly did that with a gold Posca pen. I thought, why not do this? Let's just terrorise myself. Terrorise myself. Right, now I'm going to go back in with the turquoise green just to blur all this bit out. Merge it all in. When we get the white gel pen detailing around, it will look really nice. That's why I say don't worry too much about the perfection of each individual thing, because they're super tiny, super small. Right, I'm going to get my gel pen now and we're going to go around each individual little gem. You can use your preferred gel pen or Posca pen, whichever you find best. I do like my Posca pen, but for some reason last night it just like I wasn't even squeezing it and a big chunk came out, a big blob on my mouse guard page. I was fuming. I wasn't even squeezing it, it just went blob and I was like, oh my gosh. I tried to lift it up off the page and it was just causing more mayhem. so I wasn't best pleased last night. So I've come back to my, is this the Jelly Roll or the Uniball? The Uniball. I think, does it stop there? Does it stop? I suppose you can make your own lines up, it doesn't matter, does it? I think it stops there and then it comes out from behind here. Win frame, yay! Now you will find with some gel pens, or most gel pens, in fact, that they take on, if you've put down such a dark colour, they take on the colour. So you'll see that the white of the gel pen almost appears like very pale blue. I try not to worry about it too much, but you can go over a few times if you want. If you want to let it completely dry, then go over it again. And that's up to you. Just got this little bead down here now. My hand's not in the way, is it? There we go, that's all the beads done. Now we need to do the big one. So I'm going to go around the outside of this. And then just on the actual centre of the gem, I'm going to put teeny tiny dots, so it's like a cluster of a highlight there. And now we're going to go in with the gel pen detailing in on the arms. So we're going to pop these little stars back in. So you can draw them in yourself and fill them in with the gel pen. You could do them gold or silver, whatever you want to do. But I think white shows up really nice against this deep blue. And then you can even put in some little, where there's black, the black line out, the dotting detailing, and you can just put it in yourself and make her a bit magical and sparkly, because she is a whimsical girl. So we pop some of that in over the top of the black line art. Oh, I think this looks ace. Now, did I want gel pen anywhere else? She's got a few little magical sort of dots around her hair. Can you see that we went over this one here? So I might add a few in there, just over where they've been put in, where I can see. The ones I can see anyway. I think there's one here, see it? You see that black line out just there? And then we've just got the background. Let me zoom you out, because we are rather a way away. So we've got a big background on this one, but I'm thinking of just doing something around where it looks, so where it's got all this like dotting detailing in around here. I'm thinking of maybe putting a little bit of something around there. I'm thinking maybe a grey tone. What greys have we got? I've got two quite grey pairs here, a granite and a fossil grey, which I think I'm going to use and just put a little bit around. Now, if you don't want to spend the time with the pencils, you could use pan pastel, soft pastel, anything like that. But I'm just going to pop a little bit of something around the edges. You'll barely notice it at the minute. varnish, turquoise green and peridot blue. So going over those with a little bit of peridot blue at the bottom. My youngest daughter's trying to wind my eldest daughter up now. Right, going in with the turquoise again at the top. I'm going in your ring. I'm going to do the ring with my gold Posca pen. Have you heard her? I'm messing your room, Ruby. The wind up merchants, honestly, the wind up merchants. Now I'm going to use the same gold Posca pen for these little stars up here. So put them in there. That's 1, 2, 3. And now I'm going to go and get some metallic watercolour and we're going to do a little splash of watercolour. So I'm going to use a mix of metallic watercolours. So these are the Renaissance ones. Really nice. This was the, what's it called, Afternoon Tea collection, and then this one here was the liquid chrome. So I'm going to use a bit of all of them and I'm just going to splash it on. I've just put some tape on this side so we don't get splatters on here. Not that it really matters, but I'm a bit of a perfectionist with my boots, so so I'm going to go in first with some sort of, it's like a bronzy colour. I'm going to pop some of this colour down and I'm literally just going to splat it with my brush. So I don't care if it goes on the actual illustration either, so don't be panicking if you see it go on there and be like, oh, it's gone on a book, it's gone on a hair or a face, or a, because I'm really not fussed about stuff like that. If I was, I'd have popped a piece of paper over or tried to cover it the best, maybe just put my hand over the skin if I don't want it on the skin, but I'm really not too fussed. I think when it goes on it a bit, it sort of makes the whole thing look magical, doesn't it? This is a really nice colour. Actually, I might just stick to that one colour that we've got going on with the watercolour. I think I will. Let's get some over here. So we're just sort of emulating all the little dotting detail in the background, but with watercolour instead. All that in there. I love it. I love it. I get carried away with watercolour and splatting. I do need some over this side still. Pop some there. And in this bottom corner. Just gonna get some in this bottom corner here. Splat, splat, splat. This is so much fun. I'm just gonna re-wet my paint, get it a bit looser. And just carry on going till you're happy. I like a lot of splats. As you can tell, I do like a lot. I'm going to put a little bit down here, sort of in between that little peacock thing there, and a bit more of a heavier splat there. Maybe try and get a few in that middle bit, but it's a bit trickier. Maybe you can blob them on, blob a bit on like that. If you want some bigger blobs, just touch the page with it in places. Pop some there. I love it. I love it. Get some more. And there we go. So I'm going to remove this tape now because we don't want it to get stuck to this book. Even though it's low tack, sometimes it can be a bit temperamental. And that is our page complete. So you might just want to pop where I've put the nail varnish on. Oh, let me unplug this charger wire before it falls off my tripod. Let's unplug that. So you might just want to, where we put the nail varnish on, I'll bring you back down. I don't know if I'll be able to do it without knocking all this watercolour now, but where you put the nail varnish on, you might want a little highlight on there. I'll do it after so I don't knock my page. But basically that's it, finished. I can bring you back up again now, otherwise we'll not see this page. I'll try and get the glare off. But that is her finished. Turn it to the side. That is her finished. So I really like that. Like I say, I'm not a massive fan of the eyes, but they're not bad. They're just a bit weird looking, but I think it's very whimsical. Very whimsical. I love it. So there we go. That's our colour along finished in that book. So if you enjoyed this, please do hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and comment down below. There's a bit of a better light on it. And that's our finished. Thank you everyone. Bye bye.